It is officially 2016, which means it is officially the return of none other than this is my review, keeping you up with what's hot and new. This is my review, giving you something to listen to. Yes, the only jingle that I ever actually got right. Yes, guys, it is back. I have decided that in 2016 I want to continue with the monthly Christian music reviews that I was doing on my channel because I seem to have got some of the most attention, and people seem to like it and wanted me to do more. So that is something I plan on sticking with in this year, and see how it goes. And it's also just something I really like to do. I mean, it's fun for me to talk about new music because I'm the kind of guy that's always, looking for the next big music. I don't really stick around a lot of artists very, very long. Like, I have a lot of favorites and I have stuff that I'll go back to time and time and time again, but I really get stuck on artists for like a certain period of time, and I'll just listen to them over and over and over and over and over again. And then after a while, I need something new to take that place to refresh that I can get hooked on. I'm very transient in that regard when it comes to new music, and so I'm always looking for something new. I'm always looking for something fresh. As far as like the first official worship release of 2016 goes, Passion just put out a new album called Salvation's Tide is Rising, and actually I don't listen to a whole lot of Passion, and I feel like I had heard a lot of their songs in the past, not knowing it was them. So I liked their music before, and so I purchased this album when I saw it on iTunes, and decided I was going to give it a listen. And it had a lot of features from some of my other favorite artists in the Christian music industry, such as Crowder, Chris Tomlin, and Matt Redman, just to name a few. Just really, really phenomenal songwriters and vocalists, and so it got me thinking, okay, this is going to be really, 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 really awesome. All these great Christian songwriters coming together with a worship band and writing all these songs together. This is going to be really, really awesome, and I was not disappointed. I will definitely say this is one of the first worship albums that I've heard this year, and it's one that I've been listening to on repeat. Like, we just had a prayer and fasting time this past week, and it was really one of those albums that I was listening to during my worship times, in my prayer closet, when I was driving to worship prayer meetings, driving around to work and back, when I was just laying around and just trying to get in God's presence and just enjoy that time of fasting and seeking Him. This is actually a perfectly timed album, in sense of just being the right songs, the right themes for the songs, all just throughout, that really just had to help me with that. So I've been listening to it quite a bit for the last week or so, and I think honestly my favorite song right now is My Victory, which is a song that they did with Crowder. And Crowder is actually one of my favorite artists. I've loved him since he did the David Crowder Band, and I've loved his solo stuff. And he collaborated with them on this album to create a song called My Victory. It's not really one of the longer, more drawn out worship songs, which is what, normally I love those songs that are like 7-8 minutes long, and they're just like absolutely soaking music, and you're just like on the verge of tears in your closet, breaking down, crying out to God. I love those kind of moments. But this song was just so beautifully written and so powerful in the lyrics, and it just really stuck out to me amongst all the other songs on this album that were really, really, really just speaking to me during this time of fasting and during this time of seeking God. It just really, really, really moved me. Another honorable mention is Good Father. They did a version of this song, which I'm actually still very much a fan of the original version of this song by Housefires. And if you haven't heard the original version of the song, I recommend you doing it. I don't really think it's on iTunes anymore. At least I couldn't find it last time I looked. Fortunately, I got it while it was still on iTunes, but I listened to that version more just because I like it, and it's, like I said, one of those longer worship songs. But a lot of the versions that are coming out now that it's become really popular and other artists are doing their own versions of it are really, really good as well. And this version is definitely up there as far as, I mean, it's such a great song, anyways. Just the theme of God being a good, good father, and that's who you are. You know, you just repeating, God, you're a good, good father. That's who you are. I'm loved by you. That's who I am. It's just a song that just is so affirming and so uplifting for your spirit, man, and just speaking to your identity as God just is your father, and you are His child, and you're loved by Him. It's such a great song. I mean, you can't really make it bad. There's not really a bad version of it out there. It's definitely not my favorite version, but it's definitely up there enough to get an honorable mention on this album. So to support a fellow up-and-coming Vine artist, Andre Williams, I saw that you posted something on your Vine account about having released a single, and so I went and checked it out, man. And honestly, I was blown away. I was really, really surprised. Like, I mean, I hadn't really heard a lot of your voice and a lot of what your writing capabilities, but I was really blown away, honestly, by the finished product. And this song just really, 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 really awesome. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's called the Heart Cry Anthem. You can find it on Apple Music, iTunes, and download it. I recommend you guys download it because it's really, really, really incredible song, and it's written by one of our brothers here on the app. And so I'm excited about what God is doing and just the exposure that this even gives young up and coming artists to explore their passions and their gifts and their talents. And yeah, I highly recommend you guys checking that out. Just throwing that out there, man. Shout out to you. Incredible song, incredible worship song. Great job. God bless you, man. Also, honorary mention for singles, that is, since I'm trying to cover more albums in these reviews. But for those of you guys who have not seen, Hillsong Young and Free recently released a new single called Where You Are, which is a phenomenal. I mean, I love Hillsong Young and Free. I work in youth ministry, so that's like half of the set that we play every single week. So it's what I hear constantly, and it's so like just different from what you normally hear in Christian music nowadays. This is just so upbeat and lively and youthful. And it's more, I feel like, for like kind of younger than me. It's hard to kind of imagine like younger than me because I'm still very young myself. But you know, this is what's new. This is what's the music industry, the Christian music industry, is really kind of leaning more towards this going on in the future. And this song was absolutely phenomenal. And I recommend you guys checking it out. And if you're a Hillsong Young and Free fan, you will not be disappointed. So yeah, go check it out, Where You Are. And last but not least, one new album that I so highly recommend you guys checking out is Jordan Feliz, Beloved. Jordan Feliz, if you have not heard this guy on your local Christian music radio station yet, you are missing out. I mean, I get the privilege of hearing him all the time because I think he's from Nashville, or he lives in Nashville now. So they promote him all the time on the local Christian music station around here, and they play his song "The River." That's actually how I got acquainted with him, was through hearing his song "The River." And for those of you guys who may be familiar with like the movie "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," when they had the song "I go down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who should wear the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way." Well, this song is kind of like that, but not really. This is like a whole stepped up new version. Like, it has parts of that, kind of those lyrics that are very similar, but it is a different song entirely. It is so powerful. It's so moving. It's just so, it's so awesome. I can't even really describe how great of a song it is. Like, it's so catchy. The chorus is just so freaking catchy. I had it stuck in my head for days. Like, I could not stop singing this song when I was at work or whatever I was doing. And so, needless to say, I had to check it out when I found out he put out a whole album. And the fact that he did an Ed Sheeran cover, too. He did a cover of Photograph by Ed Sheeran, which was unexpected to see on a Christian music album. And it was actually really, 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 really good. I mean, dude has a phenomenal voice, so I wasn't surprised that he was able to pull it off. But it was so good, and it was such a surprise, like I said. And so it appeals to those who are not necessarily fans of the Christian genre, even because it's an Ed Sheeran cover. I mean, who doesn't love Ed Sheeran, right? But I mean, there are so many various songs on this album that are just so good and so enjoyable. He did a couple other different covers and songs on here as well, and different versions of other songs. And but I think probably my favorite is the title track for the album called Beloved. And there's 2 versions of that song on this album. But it is just so good. And every time I hear that song, that chorus, "You are beloved," I cannot stop singing that song. That is my new The River. It is just so in my spirit, and I love it. And it just gets me going, and it reminds me that I am beloved. And I hope it does the same for you guys. So go check it out. Go download Beloved on iTunes or wherever you may download music. You will not be disappointed. If you love Christian music, you will love this album. That's all I've got right now for you guys. So I hope you guys have a blessed week. Hope you guys enjoy the new music. I will be back with another one of these in February. And I hope to have some other videos up for you guys really soon.